Functionalism in psychology is a prominent school of thought that emerged in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. This school of psychology was inspired by the works of evolutionist Charles Darwin. Evolutionary thinkers believe that our mental processes, emotions, and behaviors are a result of the strategies we use in order to adapt to and survive in our environments. So, functionalism focuses on understanding the purpose and function of mental processes rather than just analyzing their structure. Functionalists believed that the human mind evolved to serve specific functions, enabling individuals to adapt to their environment and fulfill their needs. Functionalism emphasized the practical aspects of psychology and sought to understand how mental processes and behaviors help individuals thrive and succeed in their daily lives. It aimed to explore how the mind works as a whole and how different mental processes interact to serve a purpose. William James, a renowned American psychologist, is considered the founder of functionalism. He emphasized the continuous flow of consciousness and the importance of studying the consciousness in real life contexts. He proposed the concept of stream of consciousness. Stream of consciousness is a narrative device that attempts to give the written equivalent of the character's thought processes, either in a loose interior monologue or in connection to their actions, which according to James highlights the ever-changing nature of our thoughts and feelings. William James made significant contributions to the field through his various works. Among some notable works is his famous book, The Principles of Psychology, which was published in the year 1890. In this book, he laid the foundation for the functionalist approach, emphasizing the adaptive nature of mental processes and their role in helping individuals survive and adapt to their environments. John Dewey, another influential figure in functionalism, emphasized the importance of studying behavior in its environmental context. Dewey believed that understanding how individuals interact with their surroundings and adapt to different situations was crucial for comprehending mental processes fully. John Dewey conducted various experiments and studies that contributed to the field of psychology and education. While he is better known for his philosophical writings and educational theories, some of his notable experiments include the laboratory school experiment. Dewey established a laboratory school at the University of Chicago to implement and test his educational theories. This experimental school aimed to provide a more hands-on and experiential learning environment focusing on students' interests and experiences. Dewey's work at the laboratory school greatly influenced progressive education and the importance of learning through practical experiences. The instrumental conditioning studies do explore the process of instrumental conditioning in animals, which is now considered one of the early precursors to operant conditioning. He investigated how animals learn through trial and error and how their behavior is shaped by the consequences of their actions. This research contributed to the understanding of learning processes and the adaptive nature of behavior. It reflects our concept, experiments. Dewey critiqued the traditional view of the reflex arc, which was a dominant concept in psychology during his time. He conducted experiments and studies to challenge the idea that stimuli automatically lead to responses without considering the organism's active involvement in the process. His research emphasized the importance of considering the organism's context and purposeful actions in understanding behavior. The problem-solving investigations. Dewey explored the process of problem-solving in both children and adults. He investigated how individuals approach and solve problems, emphasizing the role of critical thinking, inquiry, and active engagement in the learning process. Dewey's work highlighted the significance of problem-solving skills in education and life. John Dewey's experiments and research laid the foundation for progressive education and the understanding of learning as an active, experiential, and purposeful process. His ideas continue to influence educational practices and the study of psychology, particularly in the area of learning theory, cognition, and educational philosophy. Although William James is credited as being the first to advocate for a functional approach to psychology, the school of functionalism itself did not fully emerge until later in the 19th century when scholars at the University of Chicago began to formalize the theory. It was here that John Dewey, Harvey Acker, and James Roland Angell would all develop functionalism, focusing especially on the biological and animal dimensions of learning and behavior. Another group of functionalists emerged in Columbia University, New York, led by Edward Thorndike. Edward Thorndike's trial and error experiments on animals highly contributed to the field of education and later to the development of behaviorism. At its core, functionalism emphasized the practical applications of psychology. It aimed to understand how our mental processes like perception, memory, and consciousness serve as a purpose in helping us navigate our daily lives. Rather than focusing solely on the elements of the mind, functionalists examined how these elements work together as a whole to fulfill essential functions. Functionalism has left a lasting impact on psychology. Its emphasis on the adaptive nature of the human mind and its focus on practical applications have shaped the way we approach the study of human behavior and cognition. Functionalism was criticized most famously by Wilhelm Wundt. It is literature. It is beautiful, but it is not psychology, he said of functionalist William James' book, The Principles of Psychology. Even though criticized, functionalism laid down foundations for behaviorism. But eventually, functionalism was overtaken by other schools of thought like behaviorism and psychoanalysis.